Hello, welcome back to another Stay Creative with Substack episode. I am Claire Venus and I am an engagement consultant and mentor, and I absolutely love Substack. So I am sharing some hints and tips to help you get the most from the platform. Today, we're going to talk about how to grow your Substack, and we're going to hone in on one tip specifically, which is recommendations. Recommendations are a really brilliant feature in Substack. And what happens when you recommend somebody is that it appears, this is my Substack homepage, it appears here. So these are a random set of recommendations of other Substacks that I have inputted into the system. And they will refresh and change every sort of few hours when things refresh. And, you can pull through 5 there, but it's determined by Substack. So you don't need to worry about it too much, other than to know if you've recommended more than 5, they will eventually be shown on your feed. So if anyone's landing on your feed and having a look at who you recommend, that's going to appear there. I'll refresh it now and see if I can get them to change. It might work, it might not. We'll see. I'll do a little test, see if it has. Yeah. So just a little refresh, and then it's got another 5 recommendations there. So I could press the manage button there if I wanted to go in to manage them. We'll do that. And that's going to jump me straight into the back office of recommendations and what I've written about who there. So you can simply press the 3 dots to edit the description of why you recommend the publication, but let me jump into another place just to kind of give you a little bit more context to that. So this is the recommendations tab in Substack, and this will tell you how many subscribers you have gained from other publications recommending your publication. You can tell it's Monday, can't you, today? My second cup of tea. So there are 66 publications recommending me and my Substack, and then subscribers generated have been 254 so far. So I've been on Substack just over a year, and I've been putting a lot of energy here for, where are we now? June. So I'd say a good 8 months now. So those numbers are obviously indicative of how much energy I've put in and how much work I've put in and how big a profile I've got. So obviously it'll be different for everyone. So when you scroll down the page, it'll show you how many subscriptions have been generated from which platforms. Now, I don't know this, but I suspect that potentially these people have got quite large online followings. I know that Gillian has a large online following, Gillian, who writes The Light on Sea, on other platforms. So it might literally just be that because she's got such a large audience, what's being recommended through to her audience just drives more interest to more people. And then obviously in that pool of people, they can decide whether they want to kind of subscribe to my publication or not. If I change this button here, you'll see it'll go to 0. So these people maybe have just started, or they haven't got a ton of subscribers yet, or maybe their subscribers just aren't interested in my work. But that's what that is. That's how it all works there. Over here in this tab, I've opened the settings, so you can see another place where you can manage your recommendation blurbs, they call it. So recommendation blurbs on welcome page. So that was this one that I showed you originally. So back to my home page, this is what it means. It means this space here. Let's refresh again. So it means this space here. But it also means when someone goes to type their email into your publication, it will pull through somebody else's comments. It pulls through up to 3. So I'll show you that now. So here we go. So this is how we can write about other Substack publications here. And then this add blurb bit. Sorry, this is blurbs written about our Substack. I've jumped into the wrong place. This is blurbs written about our Substack page, and we can add 3 of them to the sign-in page. So if you've ever gone to sign up for somebody's Substack, you'll see there are 3 recommendations pulled through. That's where they exist there. So in the blurb, so you can add them in there. I've written an article about this as well, which is probably clearer in the article, to be honest. So that's that one. And then back into recommendations here. This is where you can recommend and unrecommend, if you want, other people's Substacks. And as you can see by the numbers, that feels incredible, doesn't it? It feels incredible that just by recommending somebody else's work that you really like and admire, maybe someone in a similar niche to you or somebody who might reach similar followers to you, you can drive some subscribers to your publication. And the thing is with recommendations, it's social proof, isn't it? So it's somebody saying, yes, you should subscribe to this Substack. If somebody's new to the platform, which we're seeing a lot now, you know, there's a lot of people coming over from other places, there are a lot of people curious about the platform, then they're naturally going to be interested in it. Well, who else is good to subscribe to here? And I've seen loads of that over the last few months because people are curious around, oh, well, who else is writing here and what do they write about? And would I like to read more long form? And that's still a question that we're all sort of grappling with, how much space and time we've got for long form writing long term. I think for me, I've mentioned this in my videos before, I had to turn smart notifications on. So I only get notified in the app. So when I go into my app, my Substack app, I can read the newsletters that have been published that day. I can save some if I want to kind of read over them at the weekend, and I can reply to any comments and messages and things that are kind of popping through on there. The sheer volume of emails that was coming through when Substack started to take off for me was just far too overwhelming. I didn't need them in that way. So this is the curious thing about Substack, because it is a blogging platform and a newsletter platform. It does collect email addresses and you do own those email addresses. But if your subscribers are turning smart notifications on, then it becomes an app-based experience only. Although you can go on the desktop, obviously, and kind of log into your account and look at things the way we were looking at this morning. But I think it's worth bearing in mind. And I'm going to cover more of this in my upcoming masterclass. It's called Mailing List Magic. I'm so excited to go into all of the things that have helped me to grow on Substack. I'm at nearly 1,000 subscribers now, which feels absolutely huge for me. And it's not about the numbers, it's about the depth of connection, because I think we've learned the hard way on social media. Follower numbers can go up and down. Those places can feel quite fickle. It can feel quite difficult to get people's attention. What I'm experiencing on Substack is depth of connection, conversation, comments, engagement in threads that I produce, engagement in podcast material that I produce and video that I produce. It's completely different. And I feel like I'm building a relationship with my subscribers, my online pals, that feels like it is important for my creativity long term, my well-being long term, but also my business long term. Like, I have a business, I'm a business owner, so it's really interesting to see. Not everybody will buy from me, and I'm not naive about that, but it's interesting to see the people that are interested in reading my work and also interested in hopping over to my masterclasses, courses and working with me one-to-one. So yes, come along to Mailing List Magic. It's £75. You can take part from anywhere in the world. There's a replay available. There's a set of resources that I'll send you before and afterwards. And I'm just gonna share how that experience has been for me. I'm going to share all of the tools that I've used to grow within the Substack network, things that I've done externally of the Substack network, and talk about what my strategy has been since January this year that has seen the growth that it's seen. And all of it is possible for everyone. I've just learned Substack by being on there, so I'm really passionate about teaching that to you guys. So I hope that video has been useful today. I'll go and get my second cup of tea and I'll see you all again soon.